3x plus 3 plus 4x plus 2 equals 33. Okay, this looks like fun. All we want to do here is solve for x. We want to get x by itself. So we're just going to move numbers around until we have x on one side of the equation by itself. And by the way, just as usual, because this is an algebra problem, there's some big scary words at the top of the chapter, or at the top of the page here, that probably match your chapter headings. And we've got a shark and we've got a dinosaur, and they're just there to be scary, just like the words, but it's all silly. And so you don't need to worry about any of these big scary words. I just want to let you know that math is the same in all languages, and there's no point in knowing these words are just labels for these kinds of math problems. So just like a shark is there to scare you and the Tyrannosaurus Rex is here to scare you, those words are there to scare you, but you don't have to know them, and you can just completely ignore them. So I just want to give you that little boost and take a big weight off your shoulders. All you have to do are the little math problems, and these are actually kind of fun. The first thing is, let's get all the terms that are simple, or the terms that are similar, and put them together, and the problem will suddenly be a lot easier. So here we see 3x and 4x. Those terms are very similar, right? So they can be combined or brought together into a simple term, one simple term. So 3x plus 4x is 7x. So that's what we did. We just combined those terms. 3x plus 4x equals 7x. And then this 3 and this 2, they can also be combined into 5, right? 3 plus 2 is 5. So we could say plus 5. And all of that equals, on the right side, this 33. Well, just like that, just by combining terms, all of a sudden this problem looks a lot smaller and a lot simpler. So now, I sure would like to get rid of this 5 on the left side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. In math, there's a little thingy-poo. Math teacher probably calls it a rule. But anyway, I'll call it a thingy-poo because it doesn't really matter what you call it. But there's a thingy-poo that says you can do anything you want to one side of the equation as long as you do the same thing to both sides of the equation. And so what I've chosen to do here is to subtract 5 from both sides. And the reason is this whole term of 5 minus 5 is going to simplify to 0, right? Because what's 5 minus 5? 0. So let's rewrite this equation with this as a 0. So I'm just going to bring down the 7x, no change there. Plus 5 minus 5 is 0, right? So that whole term is just 0. And that equals, on the right side, 33 minus 5 is 28. So let me just rewrite the left side here without the 0. 7x equals 28. So we're almost there. We've got just one number left on this same side as the x. So I've got a 7. How can I get rid of that 7? Well, the same way we get rid of all numbers. We do something to that side of the equation to make it go away. Make it go away. So, how do I make a 7 go away? I'm going to divide both sides of this equation by 7. And when I do that, this whole term, 7 divided by 7, this term right here, 7 divided by 7, simplifies to 1. So when I rewrite this, it's just 1 times x equals, and then what we have over here on the right side, 28 divided by 7 is 4. So the answer is x equals 4. And I'm going to draw a rectangle around that just to show that that is our solution. And we could stop right there. That is the answer. That's really all you need to do in math class. But if you'd like to verify that this is the correct answer, that x equals 4 is the solution to the problem, then there's a way to check your work. And that is to plug this number back in to the original equation. Let's do that. Let's rewrite the original equation over here on the right side. And wherever there is an x right there and right there, we're going to plug in our number of x equals 4. And let's see what happens. If we get two sides that equal each other, then we know that we got the right solution. So here we go. I'm going to plug in, I'm going to rewrite it 3 times x, but x is what? 4, right? So we're going to plug in a 4 there. So that's this first term. And then that's plus 3, this 3 right here, plus this term, which here is 4 times x. So it's 4 times, and what's our solution for x? 4. So I'm going to plug in a 4 for x, plus this 2, and that equals, on the right side, what do we have? 33. So I'm just going to write a 33. Okay. So now let's just simplify this. This first term here, 3 times 4, we know that's 12, right? So we can write that as 12, plus 3, that's this term right here, plus 4 times 4, that's 16, plus 2, that's this 2 right here, equals 33. All right, well, let's just simplify this a little further here. 12 plus 3, that is 15. So we'll just do that. We don't have to do all steps at one time here. We can just do a little bit at a time. Makes it easier, right? Just take your little baby bites. And this 16 plus 2, that's 18. Just take a little bit at a time here. And then that equals, what, this number we have on the right side? 33. And you don't have to make these marks that I'm making above the numbers and below the numbers. That's not part of the math. That's just me trying to teach you, through the video here. I'm just trying to show you what I'm doing. But these big marks I'm making here are unnecessary. You don't need to do that. I'm just showing you what I'm doing by making these marks, just to make it easier for you to follow. And now finally, 15 plus 18, that is 33. So that's 33. And then over on the right side, we're just going to rewrite what we have on the right side, and that is 33. Okay, this is great. We've got two numbers that equal each other. It doesn't matter what they are. It's just that they're equal. And that means that when we plugged in this 4, x equals 4, back into the original equation, wherever there was an x, we got two numbers that equal each other. And so that is a check mark. That means that x does equal 4. So we got the right answer. And I'm going to give us an A+.
Thumbs up and subscribe. For more videos like this, check out algebravideos.com.